Tonight we're going to have, I guess I'm going to educate y'all on something. Maybe I won't educate you on anything. Maybe you already know what this is. How many out there know anything about the Pareto principle? Anybody ever heard of the Pareto principle? Man, I am going to get to educate y'all on this. This is great. It's also known as the 80-20 rule. How many have ever heard of that? Okay, quite a few, right? Okay. It states, for many events, roughly 80% of the effects come from 20% of the causes. Okay? It's not a 1-to-1 ratio there, right? Okay? It's really a 1-to-4, so you got, or 4-to-1. 20% of it is doing 80% of the work. This is often true in the workplace, right? How many of you have seen the 80-20 rule in your workplace? Okay. If y'all are co-workers, don't raise your hand. It's also true in the dreaded group projects for you college students, right? If you hear the word, we're going to do a group project, you think, oh no, who's the slacker, right? But the question tonight is it present in the church? Let's look at a couple verses. Turn your Bibles to Colossians 3, verse 23. Whatever you do, work heartily, as for the Lord and not for men. Got two more verses here. 1 Corinthians 15:58. Therefore, my beloved brothers, be steadfast, immovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, knowing that in the Lord your labor is not in vain. And in Colossians chapter 3, verse 23 and 24, for whatever you do, work heartily as for the Lord and not for men, knowing that from the Lord you will receive the inheritance as your reward. You are serving the Lord Christ. So is the Pareto principle present in the church? You know, I don't believe the Pareto principle is intentionally active. I don't think that's something that's intentional. But it's something that we need to consider, okay? I believe that as the church, we don't do enough intentionally to make it not true. Sometimes I don't know that we do that enough intentionally to make it not true. If the Pareto principle is true for the church, 80% of the action and movement of our church is accomplished by 20% of our people. Let me break it down a little bit further. Do 20% of our people do 80% of the volunteer work? Is 80% of our church budget provided by 20% of the congregation? I would say that in theory, it may be true. Having said that, it may not be 80-20, but I would imagine that there's a big disparity. Why is this a concern? Well, there's a couple of concerns that we have with the Pareto principle in a church. First of all, if you're one of the vital few, the 20%, okay, it may be easy to wear this theory as a badge of honor, saying, that I'm one of the 20% that do everything here, and having that as kind of sticking your chest out to be that person. It's even possible for the vital few to become proud and hold this idea over those who might not be in the vital few, okay? If that's you, we're happy for your contributions. We're very grateful for your contributions. Don't stop doing that. But always keep in mind that this work is for God and that a great deal of humility is needed to accompany any gift or act. Now, secondly, if you're a member of the 80%, that only gives or accomplishes 20%, then it's time to invest more of yourself. No matter if you're a new Christian and haven't really jumped in yet, or if you feel like you have nothing left to give, either you're burned out or you feel like it's time for others to do things, it is still vital to the church for you to give yourself. It's important for the church to have that. And finally, we're all vital to the church in the kingdom of God. There's no vital few. We're all important. okay? I think Jesus illustrated this with the widow and the gift of her 2 mites. It's all about the heart. It's important that we have the right heart. Anytime we approach God with a sense of entitlement or with the wrong motivations, we mar the gift that we give. You know, what if we gave our all? What if all of us gave our all? What if we used the gifts that God gave us 100% of the time for His purpose? If that's true, that 20% are giving and doing our church, 20% of are doing and giving, and our church is operating and accomplishing the things that we are right now, can you imagine what would happen to Wood Avenue and to the world if 100% of us did and gave of our time? We'd change the church. We'd change the world. You know, you think about the things that you can and can't do. Okay, teaching and speaking is not for everybody. I'm not real comfortable up here doing this, okay? I'm not the greatest speaker in the world. It's not for everyone. Song leading is not for everyone. Visiting with people on a one-to-one basis may be uncomfortable for certain people. But here in about 10 days, we're going to have an opportunity for everyone, okay? If you can lift a chair or sit in a chair, we'll have a spot for you at Christ Alive. If you can be friendly to a child or friendly to an adult, we have a spot for you at Christ Alive. Whether you're a morning person or an afternoon person, we have a spot for you at Christ Alive. If you have plans all day Saturday, we have a spot for you at Christ Alive. If you have plans all day Sunday, we have a spot for you at Christ Alive. Does the Pareto principle apply to Wood Avenue? I don't know. But one thing is certain, that each one of us can do a 1-second self-assessment or a 5-second assessment and know whether we're in the 80 or the 20%. Okay? If you feel that you're not as engaged as you could be and you're finding yourself a spectator here, or maybe you're feeling like you're doing too much and you have developed that vital few mentality, we're here to help you. If you've not become a Christian and want to be one to work for the church, the water is ready, and we can help you with that. If you need anything, please come tonight as we stand and sing.